What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. Today, we're going to do a little mock draft. Let's get it. So we're going to do a little 1QB redraft mock. And we have our special guest on, Bob Lung, here to talk a little bit about the expo. It's going to be a great night. So let's get into it right away. We'll pull up the here, let me get it real quick. Pull up the draft. And Bob, why don't you introduce yourself there, bud?
Hello, everyone. Bob Lung here from the Fantasy Football Expo, as well as the 2022 Fantasy Football Consistency Guide and the upcoming new revised BigGuyFantasySports.com. So, Justin and everybody, Coach C, thank you for having me. It's an honor, and looking forward to this mock draft and doing a few on and off over the last few months with my good friend Murph from the 5-yard rush in England, but I moved to the number 6 spot so I can see what it's like to draft in the middle. I've always picked third in my other one, so I want to see where things fall out here at 106. So looking forward to it.
So, we can get it started here. Our man Iggy's first, so we'll start it off. Got anything to say here, Craig, before we get started?
No, not too much at this point. It's been a long day already, so I'm going to let you guys do most of the talking.
And Jay, what do you got to say, man?
Super excited to be here. Just first delving into this fantasy football space. Been playing fantasy football my whole life, but first redraft mock draft of the year. Super excited. Let's get into it.
And you and I met through the Undroppables, so
yes, we did. Yep, shout out Undroppables.
Yep, shout out Undroppables. So let's get to it. We'll start it off right now. And here we go. Bam. Iggy on the board.
On the clock. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but no surprises with me. I'm going running back. I'm a running back guy, and I'm going JT all the way. So he's my guy, man. I'm going to draft him. I believe in the offensive line. I believe Matt Ryan will help them. And that's what I'm going to take. I don't know. I'm trying to click the draft button. There we go.
There we go. Okay, second pick. I'm the exact same way. Definitely going to go running back here. Running backs win you fantasy leagues. And as we know it, Christian McCaffrey, when he's healthy, this guy is the best player in fantasy football. Very tough to predict injuries, and I always shoot for upside. So if Christian McCaffrey plays the entire year, he's going to be the best player in fantasy football. So I can't pass him up here.
Nothing wrong with that. Oh, shit. David decided he wanted to show up. What's up, David?
Wow.
What's going on here?
1QB league. Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you. So David's kind of new to fantasy. He's kind of this year is kind of his new thing. So, and he's never done a redraft league too. So we're gonna have to go kind of help him through it a little bit. We're trying to train him into this.
Yeah, he's been asking a lot of dynasty questions, especially at IDP with me for last week. So I know.
Okay. Well, there I am. Wow. So a lot of interesting choices here that I was not expecting. So at the 6th spot, only because he hasn't fallen this far, I'm going to take Mr. Fantasy's best friend, Austin Eckler.
That's a good pick.
Love Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
And he loves fantasy. That's what you gotta love about this guy. He actually embraces it and cares and literally gets excited about people picking him in drafts. So a lot of guys in the past, Todd Gurley, those kind of people always were kind of down on fantasy players. I love that he's all about it. It's cool.
Yeah, I guess I'll take Justin's favorite player here. God, there's an echo. So Dalvin Cook there, even though he always gets hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, if Cook could stay healthy, Cook's certainly has proven in the past to be a better player, but it's hard for him to stay healthy.
He's been hurt every single year since his senior year of high school.
Maybe
that's
even
crazy.
8th grade. You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, we don't go
Yeah.
back that far.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook, man, he's amazing. And honestly, I think he would be the #1 running back if he was healthy every year. But
Yeah, you could guarantee the 16, 17 games, he'd definitely be top 3. That's for sure.
if you can guarantee him to play full games, like there's
well,
times
that
where
too.
you'll
Yeah.
see him like
Right,
he
I
won't
think
even
feed
play. He'll
into
just
that.
opt out. He'll just midway
Right.
through a game be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
I'll take actually my favorite player on that team.
There you go. Yeah, I think this back end of the draft is where you're definitely going to see, more of the wide receivers going like Jefferson. I mean, we already saw Jamar Chase go. Kevin Tompkins obviously has a man crush on Jamar, and I'm all right with that. He needs to be a little bit more consistent. He's only played 1 year. I mean, he was decent last year, but he was still only 70%. Which didn't rank him top 10. But he's definitely could put up the big games. We assume his consistency will come.
Yep. And I think Kevin's part of that 0 RB truther clan.
Is he? Is he one? Is he one
I
of those?
think he's one of those people. If
One
I
of those
remember
hipsters?
correctly. I could be wrong though.
Kevin's a hipster. I get it.
Let me get a hold of Mark.
Uh-oh.
I know he was out to dinner with his mom.
No.
He took his mom out to dinner, so that was a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's all mom's fault.
No, there's
Sorry,
nothing wrong
not
with
a
that.
bad auto pick. Yeah, he said
Yeah,
he
that's
said
a good
he
auto.
well he did tell no
probably
he
said
did
his-
he said his Q. He told me he said his Q.
Okay.
DeAndre.
I like Swift.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of DeAndre this year. I like what the Lions are building over there. They have-
Yeah, I think the thing with Swift this year is there's so many more weapons around them that teams can't fully dedicate their defense against him. Now you've got Jamison Williams, you've got DJ Chark, you've got Hawkinson, you've got who else they got? Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I mean, there's a lot of guys to be concerned about, and Jamal Williams is always there too. Kind of eats into his time, but still not a terrible idea.
And if that offensive line is actually healthy, because Ragnow missed most of the year last
Right.
year with that fractured throat. Decker missed time at the beginning of the year. They have a good offensive line if they're just all healthy. It just didn't happen last year.
Good pick there. There's the
Nice
one that I'm
back-to-back
still
there.
not sold on yet, but I know a
neither.
lot of people love him.
Nick Chubb.
No,
Williams.
Javonte
Oh,
Williams.
Javonte. Oh, I'm a
Yeah.
big Javonte guy. I really like what the Broncos are doing over there. I think
Oh,
they
yeah.
can score a lot of points. And Javonte, he could be in for a double-digit touchdown season.
If they would have let Melvin Gordon walk, I would have been more excited about it. But
Yeah, me too.
you got to remember, Russell Wilson and Melvin Gordon played in college together at Wisconsin, so they're like buddies.
Ah, I actually didn't know
So
that.
that's what concerns me is Russell is going to be like, no, I want Melvin to come in for the touchdown runs.
Yeah.
Sorry, youngster. You said that. That's my only concern there is I didn't even realize it until somebody brought it up. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a concern.
Yeah, you're raining on my party now, hero over there.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
just trying to educate people. Just trying to educate.
Yeah, that's
And-
a really good point.
Kay Thompson said that man crush is putting it lightly, Bob.
Yeah. No, I know Kevin. He came to the Expo last year. He's a good bud, and I know he loves us. He loves him some Chase. I said I was like, oh well, Justin must be related to Jamar, but I'm guessing not. Just saying.
Could be.
I
Never know.
know. Mark Shoe's here now.
Wow. So I'm a
Lenny.
big fan of Leonard Fournette. I was all over Leonard Fournette last year, and I've gotten him in that pick 3 that I said in the other mock drafts I've done. I've gotten Derrick Henry, and Fournette has fallen back to me. That's the earliest I've seen Fournette go. I'm not saying it's a bad pick. I'm just saying that's the earliest I've seen him go. That's pretty sweet.
I'm pretty torn here. I mean, couple receivers here that I got my eyes on.
Yeah, you got some good picks available to you. The
think
question
I'm
is,
gonna-
do you go double wide receiver and then be worried about your running back, or do you go running back and then
You know what? I'm gonna see if we can get this combo going.
there we go. That's a
Ooh.
combo there.
Makes it easy for me. I'm just gonna take Cooper Cup.
Yeah, I like. That's what I was in between. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I figured you were torn between.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens with Adam's new situation.
Yeah, no, I feel like he'll be about as productive as he was before.
Mm-hmm. Plus, he's already got the built-in chemistry too.
So I'm up. So, I got to go Tyreek here. I really do, because if Mike McDaniels does Deebo Samuels with Tyreek Hill there, ooh, man, that's some good stuff.
And most people don't know he actually played some running back in college too.
Okay. Right.
Way back at like Oklahoma State days.
Ooh, okay, let's see. CD Lamb. I like that pick.
Somebody said that dog liked the CD Lamb pick.
That's my dog. Okay, let's see. A lot of receivers went off the board. I think I might just continue to go with these upside plays. I'm a big fan of Saquon Barkley. When he was coming into the league, I thought this guy was like a generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of disappointed over the past few years, but man, is that guy talented. Just got to, again, put together that healthy season. All right, I think I'll stick to that. We'll go Saquon Barkley here.
That is probably the biggest high risk, high reward duo I've ever seen.
Yep. Go for straight ceiling.
Yeah. When you realize that just a couple years ago, those two were going back to back 1 and 2.
Yep.
Or 1, 2, 3 at least. One of those.
Hey,
All right.
you just gotta tell him not to miss the same week.
Yep.
Well, the schedule will be coming out here in the next hour, right?
Yep.
I saw the week one boys.
It looks like the Vikings are going to be opening up against the Packers.
That's the first game on Thursday night?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Usually they do the Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, I think the who's playing? Who are the Rams playing?
Okay, got a surprise pick for you guys. Here you go.
Yeah.
Gonna pull it. He's my
Ooh, all right.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Mandatory Montgomery, and then because I got such a long ways to go before the next turn, I got to go ahead and pull the trigger on my QB. Josh Allen sitting there with the 3-1, the 21th ranked player according to Sleeper. I need those rushing yards. Buffalo's getting a lot of hype. They're going to have a lot of primetime games. I expect them to have maybe the most out of any team in the NFL. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I think Josh Allen will rise to the occasion. And just real quick, before I say that, I got to say that the Williams hype is real. As the Colorado resident, I'm a Gordon Truther. I was a Gordon Truther all last year, but the Williams hype is unreal. So before I unmute myself, I wanted to comment on that.
Gotcha.
All right. I don't have another pick for a while either. I think I need to get my first receiver. Deebo Samuel's on the board. I know there's a little bit of talk about him maybe wanting out of San Francisco, but I think he stays there. I think he doesn't want to get used in that running back role, but he'll go back to being that alpha wide receiver in that offense. So just push the draft button on Deebo.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And DeAndre says he's interested to see what Lamb does as the number 1.
I mean, you'd have to believe that there's just unlimited potential there. My only concern is that Gallup doesn't come back until October from the injury. Our team's going to double team him and take him out of the equation. That would be my only concern.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's tough. It's Lamb's definitely got the talent, but are the teams going to let him run rampant around there?
AJ Brown. Nice pick. I like AJ going to the Eagles. I mean, I was ecstatic when that happened.
So I was all over Dobbins last year. Sadly, that didn't work out well. But I'll definitely take him in round 3 as my RB2 for sure. Baltimore will run the crap out of the ball.
Yeah, I'm a big Dobbins fan. He should get a ton of work this year.
Now, Iggy just posted Bills Rams to kick off the season on Thursday.
Oh, I just meant that the first game. I'm sorry, I misspoke. What I meant was it's Packers and Vikings that they play the first game against each other. You know, their first
in
game
week
is
one.
against each other.
I thought, yeah. See, I thought
my apologies. My apologies.
That's why I was like, man, that's the Thursday night game. They usually kick off with the Super Bowl champs. But okay, Bills and Rams, cool. Good
and
game.
I heard a lot of there's going to be a lot of primetime games for Kirk, so a lot of L's.
Hey,
a lot of L's coming our way.
hey, he's had a winning record in those primetime games the last 2 years.
I'm just my thoughts on Kirk.
He's fine.
Oh man, yeah, I'm a Washington fan, so had to deal with Kirk for a few years. I'll still never forget when we were in the 2-minute drill, and there were like 10 seconds left, and instead of spiking the ball, he kneed it. That's the most comical thing I've ever seen.
So this is the route I'm gonna go. I'm going Mark Andrews.
I thought about that.
All right.
I just like, man, he's lots of touchdowns. Like he's definitely a big target there. I mean, a little less competition now. I mean,
you and Kevin are going the no RBs realm.
Yeah, I don't like what's here. I mean, I feel like a little bit later I might be able to find some stuff. I mean,
right.
If I don't get anybody in the first or second round that I love, then I'm just going to kind of fade it a little bit.
Yes, sir. That's how I felt. I was just like, I could take one, but I'm like, just give me Mike Evans without Chris Godwin for like a good majority of the year.
Yeah, Craig, that's a killer wide receiver duo.
Oh shit, Joe Mama's world. It says McCaffrey and Barkley. If this was Friday the 13th, I'd be laughing.
Tomorrow is Friday the 13th.
It is.
It's foreboding. Some foreshadowing there.
Is that about where James Conner's been going lately? I haven't done much or not much redraft, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at all the running backs, I mean, what is that? Running back 20 something?
Probably close to that.
Yeah, so I mean that's fair. I mean his ADP. Let's see here. His ADP, because I have Connor ranked higher than his ADP. Connor. So RB 18, I have him around the same spot. So I think that's pretty fair where you got him.
5, 9, 13, 15. Yeah, he was number 19 on the board here.
Okay. Yeah, so that's right on his ADP, that's for sure.
What's up, Mark? How was dinner with Mom?
You know, it was my mom's birthday today, so I had to make
awesome.
sure that I showed some love to my mom. You saw earlier out there on Twitter. Thanks for having me, guys, by the way. Saw earlier on Twitter that I accidentally made the reservation today, told the hostess that I loved her. So that was very interesting. I did have a mail server after that, so you can only imagine what the conversation was before I got there. But I am pumped to be here, happy to draft. Always a good time to be mock drafting. And it looks like I'm going running back heavy here.
And Mark went to the draft this year, and he is a hell of a runner. He's a hell of a 40-yard dash guy.
Yes. There's not a video of me roasting those guys the day before. That was the rematch, and I'm you see me struggling to get off the line there. Turf Monster got me a little bit. You can go check that out on my Twitter, Primetime Mob. But I had a great time in Vegas. Everything, I mean, like the draft and Vegas is just a perfect pseudo marriage. So it was a ton of fun. I went to go with some of my best friends through Fantasy, which was a lot of fun. And I mean, yeah, it was an overall experience. I think we're going back next year.
Yeah, definitely Vegas is much better than Cleveland in the NFL draft, because I was at that one 2 years ago and it was 31 degrees. It was snowing, sleeting, raining on top of me because I was volunteering to be there, like so I could be close to the stage or close to the arena. It sucked.
Yeah, no, I would not be as interested going to Cleveland. I might go to Kansas City next year. Cleveland seems tough, and I've been to the expo out in Canton. That's a good time. That's a good time too. But I don't know if I could do Ohio two times in a year.
Ohio in April is not something you want to do. Ohio in August is perfect.
That's right. It was beautiful in August.
Yeah, we're hoping for again this year. That's for sure. But
and I'll be back, Bob. I'll be back.
I appreciate you coming back, man. It's going to be a blast. We got so many more things. I just actually had a meeting tonight with the new VP of gaming at the Village, and we're talking about all kinds of cool things coming up down the road. They're going to be building an esports arena. Oh, nice. So we're hoping that in a few years we'll have an Expo Madden competition. Ooh. There we go, for all you Madden boys. That'll be fun. That's not me. I'm terrible at it playing it live, but
it's not me either. Bob. I realized how bad I was at Madden back in like 2007, and then I tried to get it like 2012, and I realized I should just never play again.
Yeah, JC going down the wire here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna drive a CTN here.
JC. There we go. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he does next year. I mean, he really never got an opportunity, especially with the coach that was there.
Yeah, he was just hurt all year.
Getting injury, yeah, the injury definitely.
Yep.
I finished my running back model a few days back, and Travis Etienne ranks as the 9th best RB prospect in the past 10 years. So we'll really get to see what he's made of this year. So I'm very excited to watch him play.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like this spot. I guess maybe there's a hope and a prayer Josh Jacobs repeats what he did at the end of the year.
So it's funny. One of my guys, I think I forget, Tommy. I forget. I'm embarrassing myself because he's gonna get mad at me. But there's a guy named Tommy on Twitter, and we call this guy I'm going to draft the fantasy locust because he always just eats at your team and never does much. But I just have to pick him as my wide receiver 2 with Deshaun Watson as his quarterback. I mean,
maybe.
Man, how do you pass that up in round 4? I just can't.
I love it, Bob. I mean, honestly, if you could see, I went 3 running backs here early, and mostly because we're only drafting 2 receivers. It says here in the notes. I'm sure there's probably flex considerations and all that.
Right, I'm sure. Yeah.
But I think ultimately there is so much. Wide receiver, even at the top, can be inconsistent when you're going to get those boom and bust weeks.
Right.
And so I'm happy if I can get a nice core of wide receivers, starting in, again, round 3, round 4. You've got two. Amari being your second one in the 4th round. There's a really good class of wide receivers that fall to rounds 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And for me, it just makes it easy. Guys like Amari Cooper there, snatch it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, little tight end run there, little small one.
Yep. I thought long and hard about Kittle instead of Josh Jacobs too, but I'm just like, Trey Lance is the quarterback. Do you want to run more? It's just like, But like at the same time, it's like, well, if Debo like holds out or something, which he has no leverage at this point, then maybe it happens.
Right.
And
JC sniped me with Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I mean, my thing in especially in redraft leagues is I like to have. I mean, in that second or that third round, I'm trying to target a tight end as long as there's a top 3 tight end there, just because then it's like you don't have to worry about it all year except for one time. And then you just set it and forget it, and you're good to go.
And I think as a strategy, and again, 2 wide receiver, it's a really good idea if you feel confident in the tight end you're taking.
So I kept the tight end train rolling with Kyle Pitts. Just a requirement. He's definitely going to be the featured guy in that offense. They make sure to get him. He's going to get all the targets. But when I look at this wide receiver pool, I know I need some. But Jerry Jeudy getting arrested today, correct? Did he get arrested? Or?
Yeah, he's at least in lockup.
It is a misdemeanor though.
Okay. All right.
We don't know how it's going to play out this season at least.
Well, I'm not judging him in any way, I suppose. I'm just kind of scares me off as maybe my wide receiver 1 to take. And I am who I say I am. I think I'm going to go back with running back right here. I'm going to stay with the Patriot way. I think Damian Harris is way undervalued. And I'm going to stick to my truth on that and take him with the 5-1 right now.
I love Damian Harris. He was at the top of my queue for this round. So first off, screw you. But no, and it's funny because his ADP is like wide or running back. Let me look. It's something way down, like 27.
Yeah.
26. So I have him 20th, and like I said, I was going to take him as my 3rd running back coming back. Figured he's a valuable flex and great fill-in. So, like I said, I think that's a great pick. And if anybody can get him as their RB2 in round 5, I think it's a great pick.
I was really hoping Lamar fell to me.
Me too.
That stack. Oh, dang it. You would have been right before me. It would have been worse.
I was sniped you anyway,
angry.
so I was kind of hoping
angry.
that fell back to me.
Lamar's my QB1 of the season, so I had to get my guy.
It's a good talk, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Andrews, Jackson.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Bob.
I think you guys just talked about him. I think Iggy was talking about him. I think Sutton is the guy to get, and I know Jeudy just had his little incident today, but I feel like Sutton was always the better receiver there. I mean, I think Judy's good, but I feel like Sutton will be Russell Wilson's favorite. And again, as my wide receiver 3, I'm pretty excited about that.
And I got it. Yeah, he's a bigger body. He's definitely a bigger red zone threat. We'll see.
He's kind of like the DK Metcalf guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's where the comparable measurements to him.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, our boy Reasonable Kevin, man, he did a nasty stack with his first pick over there, Joe Burrow to Jamar. So if if you were to play him theoretically, that's a double dagger. That's gonna hurt. I do love that stack. It's one of my favorite in fantasy football.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but I don't love
expensive.
Miles Sanders.
it. Hey,
Yeah,
there ain't that much competition.
Yeah.
No, there isn't, but
Hey,
No.
I just got the team if they all stay healthy, apparently.
yeah, you're right up there with Josh's team with the if they all stay healthy, he's kicking ass, taking
Yep.
names.
Good thing it's a mock.
Yeah, that's all good. That's part of the game.
And I don't know if this is a reach or not, but I'm going to go ahead and grab my second RB, and it's going to be kind of a homer pick. So 2 homer picks. I got.
There we go.
Kenneth Walker.
Okay.
Okay.
I just feel like, the running backs that are there in Seattle, one has an extreme neck injury that probably shouldn't be playing football anymore.
You probably won't be playing football, right?
Yeah. And the other was a first-round draft pick, 4 years ago?
And
Never
hasn't
started.
and can't stay healthy either.
Yep. So I think the opportunity's there,
Definitely agree.
especially with who's at quarterback.
Yep. Fun
That's
fact:
good.
Rashad Penny has missed 43% of his career games. That's not good.
It's not good.
Ooh, Michael Pittman.
Good pick. I like him.
I like Pitt.
Mike
Again, a lot of good receivers out here in 4 or 5.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Mark, quit taking all the wide receivers I like.
No, well, pick them before me. I can't really help you there.
I was waiting.
I just made a trade last night. I had the 102 in my contract league, and I just traded away 102 for Jalen Waddle,
Nice.
which feels like a pretty good haul. I mean, I probably would have taken Drake London there, but and now I've totally forgotten where I'm going with this. I basically told the whole league, I said, hey, if you want Kenneth Walker, you got to come to 2. And
there you go.
And the way I turned that around, because I ultimately wanted Drake London, but I'd rather the sure thing, and I think Jalen Waddle for me is a sure thing as any. And I basically told the guy, I said, if you really want, you could take Walker because he had the 101 and he was trying to get 102. I said, you could always just take him at 101 if you want. People don't want to do it. I try to give them the advice.
That's so awesome. And DeAndre says, "Who is Miles Sanders?"
Good question.
Has been that we 3 years ago drafted in the first round. Hasn't been done anything since.
Yeah.
And our boy Andrew says, "Never draft Miles Sanders."
No,
Yeah.
just can't.
He's broken.
There will be a point that he gets so cheap though that it will be stupid not to.
Yeah. Like you can get him in around 8 or 9. I get it, but.
Uh-oh.
He
Steven.
survived the NFL draft, so not too much competition for touches.
Adam Thielen.
More than the Thielen.
That boy's got a lot of talent, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I can't see him just going away either this year.
No, Thielen, no. He's still the security blanket for Kirky.
And I think ultimately where the fantasy points bunch, which is in the end zone.
Hold on. I am not a happy camper right now. Nobody in any of my mock drafts has taken my boy Dalton Schultz this early. You guys are killing me.
Steven.
Damn it. I'm like, I'll just take Sutton now because Schultz will go like 2 rounds later. I'll wait and get him later. Somebody must have read my consistency guide. That's all I'm saying.
Dagger.
Love Schultz. So think about Schultz this year. Yeah, everybody's like, he's a fluke. No, okay, maybe he was. But then who are they going to throw to? Like you said, Gallup is missing until October. Their backup, their number 2 receivers, James Washington, or a rookie. You got to believe Dak's going to keep throwing the ball to Schultz every game. Yeah. And yet he's going as like most of the time. Like I said, I've drafted him most of the time in rounds either 8, 9, or 10. That's by far the earliest I've seen him go. I love the pick. I'm just angry that you took it.
Ooh, Jalen Hurts.
Especially ahead of Hawkinson. I've never seen that happen. So somebody loves Schultz as much as I do. I have like a man crush on Schultz, like Kevin has a man crush on Chase.
I'm gonna do it, guys.
Oh, here we go.
That's a good pick.
I mean, ultimately, I think, like I said, I believe in the talent of Drake London. You'd like to see it on an NFL field for sure. But I mean,
who else are they going to throw to?
Who else are they going to throw to? I don't like to make that argument all that much but still, who else are they going to throw to? And he just seems so talented. He also seems like that guy who everybody talks about, at least pre-draft, was talking about Drake London as a separator and what he can do as a separator. And I think what he can do as a separator that is really valuable to young and inexperienced quarterbacks is that he can show you he's open way earlier than most others do. Mm-hmm. And then what happens is somebody catches up to him and he can still body them out of the ball. But at the very least, it gives them confidence to actually throw it to him, which I think is a lot of young quarterbacks' problem is they can't anticipate someone being open. Drake shows you.
Right.
And I went Garrett Wilson. I think he's a beast too, and I think he's going to be the number 1 on that team.
He will be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Took my boy right ahead of me, but
that's what you get for taking who I was going to take, but he was already taken.
I'm going to take somebody that's a little bit buried, though, or I think it's a little bit buried at least. And look,
All right. Well, I
Once
thought this guy
again-
would,
once
He's
again,
gonna
if I
break
think he
himself.
stay healthy.
Yeah,
I love Mike Williams if he stays healthy. I agree with that.
Mhm.
So speaking of healthy, here's a guy that I didn't think would fall this far, and I know this is a mock, but I always draft it as if this would be my team and I'm going to play it out. I got to take this guy here because as my wide receiver 4, and you're only starting 2, which means he doesn't have to play for a while. He can sit out. If Godwin comes back and I can use him as my second flex or fill in when he gets 100% healthy, which may not be the first 3 games, man, that's just hard to pass up.
Oh, I don't disagree. Oh, Gabe Davis. Whew.
And actually, I just read this the other day that Godwin is, well, I don't know if he's on track, but if you really think about the timeline, which was week 15 when he tore his ACL, 9 months, which is about the average ACL comeback. Not that he's going to be perfect,
Right.
but that's September 12th.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the first week of the season. I mean, that's the first week of the season. And honestly, if he's close enough, he's probably going to be out there week 1.
Yeah.
No,
I have a good relationship with Jesse Morse from the Fantasy Doctors,
Mhm.
and I asked him about Godwin the other day, and he says he's on pace. He should be back week 1, and I'm like, all right,
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
that. So, like you said, again, when we get closer to the season, you may not see Godwin be available in round 6, but at this point,
Oh yeah. This is actually if he, I don't know what his best ball ADP is right now, but this is like a best ball hammer Godwin right now.
Sure.
Because he won't be this, like within 2 months he will not be this cheap.
Nope.
Right.
Treylon.
And as someone who needed wide receiver, I probably should have taken him.
Yeah, I'll take my guy Treylon Burks. Fills in for that AJ Brown role. He'll get a lot of targets.
So first
Hey,
off,
Justin, you know what's funny?
I want
What's
to
up?
show you guys
Dak Prescott going right before David.
Oh.
Who's holding up the sign? I can't read it.
It's Iggy.
I just bought my Expo ticket.
Yeah.
All right, Iggy.
Just bought the Expo ticket, and I just want you guys to see the explanation of who I'm taking. I got to figure out the backwards. It's been a while. So Smith, I'm going to take him because I think he's helped by AJ Brown. I think they're still going to find ways to go get him.
You better hurry.
I got it. Boom.
There you go.
And then I'm taking Hollywood Brown because too earlier. He was teammates with Kyler Murray and probably Kyler Murray's best year.
Yeah. Gotcha. No, I've heard a lot of good things about Hollywood and Murray together. That's a good pick.
Yeah, in Oklahoma, I think they're developing well for each other. I think they're trying to make Murray happy, obviously. And I just expect Hollywood to kind of really bust out of the shell. I think, especially with Hopkins suspended and then you got A.J. Green across from him, I think there's potential for him to get a high-volume target share. With Chase Edmonds gone, somebody's going to have to pick up those catches as well. Why not let it be Hollywood Brown? So with the 7.1, I am taking Hollywood Brown.
Perfect.
Iggy. Marquise Brown was in my queue. Took him right out from under me.
Oof. And Antonio says, "Damn you, JC. That must have been because I took his boy Garrett Wilson. He's a Jets fan." And Steven says he's a big Schultz guy.
Good pick. Good thinking.
All right, we'll go for the stack. I'm going to grab my guy, Rashad Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Going to get a lot of targets this year.
You should.
Hopefully.
Nah.
I will say there's something to be said about the fact that their targets should be way more highly concentrated than they were last year. And even in a low passing offense, if you're a person who likes to project them to be a low passing offense, that is still effective for a guy like Rashad Bateman. Because when he catches the ball, he's efficient and he racks them up.
It's crazy. Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the 7th round. I remember he was being drafted in the 1st round.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I should have took him. He'd fit perfectly on my team of guys that can't stay healthy.
Oh, there's D-Hop. D-Hop is your number 4. I love that, Kev.
Yeah, I was
Good
hoping
pick.
he'd pull around. I was going to take him.
All right, so since the next 3 teams in front of me need a quarterback, I guess I better get mine now. So I'm going to get the Super Bowl champ and was top 10 last year in consistency and fantasy points, Mr. Matthew Stafford.
Not bad.
Oh, so let's see here. I'm going to make a case for the guy that has nobody else to throw to, and I'm just going to take Darnell Mooney. Because there's nobody there. As much as I love Daz Newsome and Byron Pringle, there's nothing.
What about the 25-year-old rookie?
The
All
guy
right.
that played with, he literally played with Sam Darnold at USC, and they're the same age.
I know, it's crazy.
And he's 1 month younger than DJ Moore, who's been in the league for 4 years.
I know.
Wow.
It's insane.
Absurd.
So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to get a little stack here. I mean, I don't think that it's not really a super stack or anything like that because I don't think, Kenneth Walker's going to be catching a lot of balls.
They're not on the same team.
Yeah, so
Oops,
they're
oh,
not
yeah.
the
What am I thinking? My bad. But anyways, the reason I'm going to do it anyways with Wilson is Russell Wilson is I like where he's at with Sutton's one of my favorite receivers, and I'm kind of sad that you took Sutton earlier, but he's one of my favorite receivers, and getting Wilson there now it's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So will he be the last one to take a quarterback, or will he pass too? Of course, you don't need to take one now because anyway, Craig still needs one.
There's a couple still.
Oh yeah, there's a couple good ones still out there.
Yeah, I think it's just me and Mark. They're the only two that need one. So.
Yeah.
I'm
Craig,
gonna short more receiver depth here still.
Ooh, I like Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. I liked him last year. I had him on a lot of teams last year.
Well, everybody downplays him, and he's like 1,000-yard receiver almost every year.
Yeah, 4 straight years.
With whoever
40 games.
whoever throws him the ball, with whatever team decides to sign him, until it
Mhm.
stops working, I'm gonna keep doing it.
No,
I hear
it's
you.
a good pick.
I think
Totally
David
agree.
Johnson this year.
Totally agree.
Any thoughts on Davis?
Not my favorite pairing, but I mean, they'll let him take the leash off and let him go, and sometimes that's enough confidence for a quarterback needs to play well, So he's got the year. I mean, who knows how it goes, but if they have a good enough defense, which I think they could be sneaky good on defense. Yeah, I think it'd be all right. Craig, I know that you probably are just like
You're my new favorite person.
yeah.
You said our defense might be okay.
I mean, Davis.
I said sneaky good, not like
How do they
not
like Davis Mills?
They were
not
sneaky.
obviously good.
They were sneaky good in the right matchups last year.
Yeah,
Did Chargers?
Oh, did you just see this comment by David?
What'd he say?
No,
Wentz is still there.
please no.
Yeah, so I like Davis Mills. I think he's an all right quarterback, good enough to get by. And
We've seen.
Well, I think they'll stink this year, and then they'll take one of the top picks next year. Is what I think is going to happen. So.
at the very least, he's smart enough to know to throw to Brandon Cooks. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly.
he might be a better bridge guy than Bridgewater, though. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I'll tell you what. If they get one of those top quarterbacks and Pep Hamilton's still there, whoever that top quarterback is going to be very, very good.
Yeah. Nice pick on Elijah Mitchell. I had him actually up to be my third running back. So
I had
I
him
was
big.
surprised he fell this far because I've seen him go much higher in most drafts.
Now I got to figure out who I'm picking.
I'm a big Elijah Mitchell fan.
Yeah. So I drove for Hall of Fame last year. I drove John Lynch, and he loved Mitchell. So I had him on a lot of teams.
Kareem Hunt.
The guy.
Yep.
I did it.
You did it.
There it is. It's not a bad pick at that spot.
At this point, it's late enough that I could just drop him and find something else. If not,
Right.
and if he's playing all year, he's probably top. Does anyone have him outside of his top 5 if he's playing all year? Probably not.
No, because nobody has that kind of faith.
Yeah.
In playing all year.
That's true. No, that's 100% true. But I think at this point, it's late enough. I can recoup the loss.
Where are we gonna go here?
It'd be nice if he was still throwing to Brandon Cooks.
All right, this is probably a reach, but let's do it.
That's not bad.
I'll just do it. I'll get that stack.
Wow.
Nice.
Big old wow.
Wow. I guess as much as I don't think this is gonna happen, I guess Elijah Moore's still there.
Yeah.
He was okay for 5 weeks last year, although it was against broken coverage and garbage time. But
So Tyler Higbee last year was only Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and Dalton Schultz were more consistent on a weekly basis than Higbee as a tight end. And you can get him round 8 or later in most drafts. So
Cordero.
if you like to hold out, that's a guy to hold out for.
What did Cordero Patterson take? 8 years to break out?
Yeah.
might have been 9.
Vikings sure do know how to draft them.
They know how to do something.
We got lucky with Jefferson. Their teams decided to pass on him.
2, 4, 5, 6,
Are we only going 10 rounds?
Yeah, 10 rounds.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It was his 9th year, by the way. I just looked.
Wow.
For Patterson.
Are we going to finish this and then talk Expo? And
Yeah, we'll talk Expo. I'm gonna let you'll have the floor as soon as we're done with this. We'll let you have the floor, and then we'll
I just
talk a
didn't
little
know
bit
if we were
about
going
what
to talk
happened.
now because we were going to stop when the draft was over or not.
Yep. As soon as we get done with this, I'll let you have the floor. We'll talk about the Expo, and then maybe we'll go through a couple teams.
Sure.
Why wasn't there a wow noise for Byron Pringle? That's what I don't know. Not love Pringle, but he's another guy that got arrested this offseason too. He's doing donuts in some parking lot and he's drowning.
Oh, yeah.
License.
Oh, yeah. Am I the only one that's excited about Smith-Schuster in Kansas City? I feel like I am.
I'm excited about that.
Okay.
Is he? He was in contention for me, Bob. There. I felt like I had enough wide receiver help at that point, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just surprised I've seen him fall in this spot, this 7th, 8th round, and I'm like,
Yeah, I was about to
shouldn't
take him
he
myself.
get decent numbers in Kansas City? I mean, I'm not saying he's Tyreek Hill, but
Oh, absolutely. He's gonna get fed targets. He's the best veteran receiver that they have still. I agree with you.
You guys literally took my next 2 picks. I was about to talk about Brandon Ayuk and Juju Smith-Schuster. I think I think San Francisco is going to be playing from behind a lot, so they're going to be a lot of garbage points there for Ayuk. I think he's going to be a focal point. I think Juju's going to be a big body target, why can't I think of his name right now? I'm blanking out on my quarterback here. Mahomes has never had a big body like Juju. And I think he's going to really take advantage of that and just rifle it into him in the red zone situations. I think it's going to be great. So I had to change my plans last second. I went Tyler Boyd, and now I'm going to go with another wide receiver. Man, it's tough. I'm going to take Claypool. I think he's going to be the future wide receiver. I think Pittsburgh could be playing from behind as well. So loading up at wide receiver to cover myself and play my wide receivers in a rotational kind of manner.
And you guys don't have to worry about filling kicker and defense if you don't want to. I didn't think about that.
It's a little late for that.
Yeah.
yeah, I love Tyler Boyd a lot. I have him on most of my draft mocks or even best ball drafts that I have because, again, he's going so late as your wide receiver 4 or 5. And, I mean, he was top 36 in both points and consistency last year. So. Somebody didn't hear the thing about the defense.
David.
Graduate. Pick
Yeah, he's just drafting every position.
That's
That's
fine.
all right.
But I do question the Pittsburgh Steelers defense going first.
Yeah, that may not be the best pick.
Oh, I like that pick.
All right, here's by week 4 or 5, this will be your Kansas City Chiefs starting running back. At least that's what I'm going with.
So I guess I'll just take the MVP of the league at quarterback.
There you go.
Seems okay in the 9th round to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard to argue with that. I know it's. When you look at the after I picked Stafford, you got Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady. Doesn't suck. So if you want to wait on quarterbacks, I think this is the year to do it.
Can't say I'm complaining.
Yeah, as I say it, and I think you can literally legit look at every team and go, they all have a good starting quarterback. Some are better than others, but it's like there's not somebody they're like, oh, that guy really got, stiff because he waited too long. But the guy that went last got Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that doesn't suck.
It does not suck. All right, I'm going St. Brown.
Oh, this is like the 3rd time.
Wow.
Oh man, it was Mark Andrews. It was Russell Wilson and now Amon-Ra. Oh my gosh, man. You're on my wavelength today.
I am your turf monster.
That's right. That's right. You are my turf monster. Let's see. Now I gotta think, guys. I can't think.
Just take a tight end.
Ran out my cue and everything. Okay.
Yes. Success.
That was a good pick. Good pick.
Yes.
All right.
I like Reasonable's pick too. For those that are playing on sleeper, you got the cheat code with Patterson. You got a running back, wide receiver on a deep bye week. That could be really clutch.
If he's the same. Steven said he wanted the Juju stack. Yeah, I like Juju. When I heard he went there, I was actually pretty excited. I think he's actually a super talented wide receiver. He's young in the head. He doesn't think.
Right.
He just does dumb stuff. He acts out.
Say he doesn't do dumb illegal stuff. That's the key part. He's not Antonio Brown. He just does dumb TikTok dancing stuff.
Disrespecting the other team, stuff like that.
Okay, he could do that.
Remember when his bike got stolen?
I was just gonna say that.
He didn't drive a car yet.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I think literally that was like the thing that made him beloved. It wasn't even on the field so much yet. It was just like, oh man, this kid got his bike stolen. Let's just show him love. And like that's where it started. And then he got off. And then I think social media took him over, So
Right.
Social media, he got so in love with it. He got love with all the likes and all the fame. And then all of a sudden, now he's doing TikToks everywhere and making a fool of himself. So
Yeah. Probably also didn't help that you had Antonio Brown trying to Facebook Live from the locker room too.
that too. But he seems, on the field, he seems like a hell of a teammate.
Yeah, right.
At the very least, he seems like a good, he's always there for the team. And he produces when you put him in a position to be successful.
Yeah, I feel like him and Mahomes will get a good repertoire going together. They'll really gel well together. And if not, then Patrick's brother will hang out with him.
That's right. So Who is he having breakfast with, Patrick or Jackson? That's the real question.
And Antonio here saying Antonio Brown taking off his clothes and leaving in the middle of my fantasy championship for me last year.
Yeah.
Does hurt. Oof. Yeah. Nice pick, Jim.
Yeah, Jim, he's totally stole my last.
And I'm not advocating taking him here, but you should take Irv Smith at the end, sometime late in your draft, double-digit rounds.
I was gonna say, is that your pick?
No, sorry.
I was like, which tight end did you pick? And then I look at that, and I'm like, oh, that was your pick.
Sorry, I got the feed a little late on my end.
Yeah.
Where do we go here?
Do I have to draft a tight end?
No, you do whatever.
You already have one.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
Oh, you talking? Oh, Craig.
Yeah.
You
You know what?
Should I find one that's always hurt?
Rashad White.
Oh, the rookie.
I love Rashad White.
Might as well. Maybe Brady will throw to him.
Maybe
He
you play.
does have the right last name.
He does have the right last name. Probably not somebody I just like Irv Smith. Probably not somebody I would jump up here and draft this early, but
Yeah, I ain't drafting a tight end. I'm gonna go with my all injured team of Rashad
There
Penny.
you go.
Hey, in the 10th round, if he has 3 or 4, if last year's 3 or 4 games mean anything, probably doesn't.
Right.
But
So I'm going to take an off and injured guy too, just because I think he'll be on fire the first 3 weeks. And that's Raheem Mostert in Miami with Mike McDaniels. And as soon as he finishes game 2 and he has another 100 yards and he's a fantasy god, trade his ass as fast as you can.
oh, I agree. That was like the best strategy a couple years ago.
Yeah.
what the? That's what you get for drafting a kicker, apparently.
They were upset.
I like the Sky Moore pick too. I was thinking between him and Rashad Penny, personally.
Yeah.
Sky Moore's awesome.
He's already hurt though. Sad day.
It happens.
Already.
Yeah, he's got a hamstring already.
Mm.
Do we think James Robinson's actually going to play this year?
I do. Oh, health-wise? Yeah, I mean, according to Dr. Morris, he kind of said that, I wouldn't, if you're going to pick him, like if you're in a best ball or something, maybe late, but yeah, it's kind of hard to have much faith in him coming back too strong. Plus, ETN will be playing, and didn't they draft a rookie?
Yeah, Snoop Connor, who's just a
Snoop
big
Connor,
bruiser.
so, they may not rush him back. Of course, ETN was hurt too, so.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you have a guy who's undrafted like that, it's just tough. I mean, like any draft capital for any running back is already more than they spent on you, and he's two regimes removed from when he was drafted. So I'm sure he's great. I love James Conner, and I was pounding the table for him when he came out. And I do like him as a player, and I think he does have that locker room. But if he can't actually go, he's not going to be the guy that you could easily just end the locker room issue by cutting him before camp ends, and then there's nothing they can really do. They're in the season. If he's a guy you can keep on your IR on your pup list, sure, he'll probably make the team. But otherwise, I would be concerned for fantasy value for sure.
Yeah, personally, I just don't think he plays at all this year with the Achilles. And, he's a rookie, or he was an undrafted rookie that signed a 3-year deal. So this is last year left on his contract too. So, and for a guy like that who wasn't super explosive to start with, like this just could be the end of him personally.
To be frank, it's a contract that's supposed to have been cut already. You know what I mean? Like it's like where he's bought. Like ultimately, he shouldn't. His contract should not have lasted this long, almost because of just where he came from. It's great that they got as much value as they can, but I don't see him getting a second contract after an Achilles.
Yep.
So what do you say, Bob? You want to talk a little bit about the expo and talk a little bit about your consistency guide? I mean, I can pull it up and share a little bit if you wanted me to. Otherwise, I can just
let's go expo first. So Fantasy Football Expo is coming back to Canton, Ohio again this year, the weekend of August 12th, 13th, and 14th. Some people are even coming in on Thursday night because on Friday afternoon of the 12th, their footballguys.com is sponsoring a Texas Hold'em tournament from 1 to 4 o'clock at the hotel. So if you're into poker and you want to come check that out, there I think are about 8 or 9 slots left. You can sign up on the Expo website for that. Some great prizes, including cash. So definitely check that out. Then the whole weekend is just, for those of you who've been to it, it's just a lot of fun. And so many people get to meet that you've maybe met online and, have had conversations and done podcasts with. Now you can meet them face to face. Come in for the whole weekend. Friday night, big party downtown at the Centennial Plaza where we had last year's party on Saturday night. That is sponsored by FantasyPoints.com. So all the guys are going to be there from that. Graham Barfield. I think Joe Dolan's coming in, all the guys. I don't know about John Hansen. We'll see. He might. But we're doing that. Of course, the draft's all day on Saturday. We got draft night out, so sign up for that. It's only $30. Lots of great prizes. We're hoping to have about 75, about 6 leagues of 12 each. But they definitely go a little bit higher. That's going to be happening. The Kings Classic will be going on as well. Both of those will be over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Village. Then Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, we've got a flag football tournament. We've got a quarterback skills challenge, all in the dome on the practice field. We're also going to have, food, drinks, all kinds of great stuff going on that evening for the party. So that goes from 7 to 11 on Saturday night. Then Sunday all day is the expo. There are 50 trade show booths. We have about 7 left till we're sold out. Then we all day from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. panel discussions on every topic you can think of: IDP, redrafts, auctions, dynasty, Devi, women in fantasy sports, how to set up your first website, set up a website for fantasy football. We've got a session on just getting started in the fantasy football industry. So if you're new and you want to learn, Football Guys, I think, is putting that on as well. Of course, the whole weekend is sponsored by NBC Sports Edge. They're our title sponsor this year, so we're very excited. All those guys are coming in: Danny Clark, Lawrence Jackson, Corey Parsons, Denny Carter, you name them from NBC. They're all coming in. So it's going to be a blast. I know a lot of you guys are coming. We're really excited about it. Iggy just signed up, so we're excited for that. Basically, for the whole weekend, a weekend package, which gets you into everything, is only $75.
Well, yeah, that's great.
Hotels are all available. Of course, we sold out the Doubletree Hotel where the expo is at in 7 days, but there's everything in Canton, Ohio is 10 minutes away from each other. So that's the great thing. We're not in Vegas. We're not in Cleveland. We're not in, big city. So it doesn't matter. All those hotels that are on there, discounted rates, anywhere between $99 and $119 price point wise. And like I said, everything's within 10 minutes. There are Ubers and that kind of stuff around, but there are a lot of people that drive in themselves. Just stand in the lobby and say, "Hey, can you take me?" You just jump in somebody's car. It's that simple. So really excited about it. It's thefantasyfootballexpo.com to get your tickets. If you want to follow us on Twitter as well, it's the FF Expo. So follow us on that, and all the updates. We'll be announcing the big cornhole tournament. And that's going to be exciting. There's lots of cool stuff that's going to be going on with that. And then we'll be announcing, of course, the flag football and the quarterback skills challenge. that will be for charity. We're probably going to raise some money for either Fantasy Cares or something like that. So if you ever wanted to, how many targets can I hit, and how many balls can I throw in a bucket 30 yards down the field, you'll get that chance, and it's all for charity. But Trophy Smack is going to be doing custom prizes for everybody.
That's
so
awesome.
whether like medals or those guys, they're going to come out with some cool shit. That's just the way they do things. So that's all about the expo. Again, if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter. Follow me there. You can follow me on Twitter at Bob_Lung as well. But guys, I'll let you talk about those who came last year. I brag about it because, but if you guys who've been to it, Mark and those guys, let people know what you thought and what you felt was, cool about just being there and hanging out.
Yeah, Mark, go ahead.
It was an unbelievable experience. I sort of started hanging out here in the fantasy space out on Twitter and YouTube last March. And really didn't know many people. And honestly, I'm a teacher. I always know that convention can be a good time, could be a good way to get yourself networking, get yourself to know some more people. And I drove out there myself, a 7-hour drive from Allentown, Pennsylvania, where I live currently. And really the experience was, it was transforming, really. I had never experienced how you see these people that maybe you look up to in the industry or you respect, and honestly, just about anybody that you went to the Fantasy Expo and were willing to strike up a conversation, they were willing to strike up a conversation with you. I made it a point to get signed up as soon as I could. I am in that Football Guys poker tournament, so right. I'll probably just win my way. I'll just win the price of admission, or maybe you out there at home will win the price of admission in that Football Guys poker tournament. I'm really excited. The draft was unbelievable when we had draft night out, and I think it's like you said, it's out at the Hall of Fame this year instead of the hotel.
Yes.
Which is really yeah, there you go. It was a great experience in the hotel. Literally now, we don't need to blow the roof off the place because there won't be one. We could just do it out on the field. And really, again, like if you had any trepidation about, I won't get to, it'll be hard to talk to people. That's fine. You got to get past, if you're someone who wants to maybe be out here in the fantasy industry and you just wanted a kick in the butt to really get going, sign up for this. If you go and you feel like it doesn't work out, you're still going to have a great time. You're still going to love the experience, right. But you'll know by the end of that weekend.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be my first time. I think I'm gonna be meeting up. Craig and I talked. I know he's driving out there. I might drive out and meet him in Wisconsin. Maybe we'll just carpool out there. But it's not that far of a drive. Driving's almost a better experience than flying, in my opinion, personal opinion. But I'm super excited, and I am super excited and stoked that you came on and talked with us, Bob.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to bring up, and this is something that is on the page when you look at the weekend $75 package, but the FFPC is donating one $2,000 entry into their millionaire contest this year that we're going to be drawing on Friday night. So think about it. You got a pretty good chance. It's not like you're, millions of people, but it's a $2,000 entry, and they're giving away $1 million this year. So that's another bonus just for buying the package. It's not extra. It's just part of the package that you get a ticket, and we'll be drawing on at Friday night's party for an FFPC $2,000 entry into their millionaire contest. So definitely, another incentive. Why not come, right? Get that. So, definitely looking forward to you guys all coming. Anybody else want to talk about the expo or not? We'll move on to the consistency guide.
I just got to talk that I got to get signed up for the poker thing. I didn't know that the spots were live yet. I remember seeing the tweet about it, and then I'm just like, oh, now the spots are live. I better get in there.
Yeah, definitely.
And whoever wins that FFPC ticket, when you book your flight, do not book Spirit. because that was to Vegas. That was an issue.
Yeah.
So whoever wins it, do not book Spirit. That's just all I need to say.
Don't tell me that, because I'm looking at a flight out to California in July for a wedding, and I'm like, Spirit's like the cheapest flight, but so
Yeah, well, when they leave you and cancel your flight, the last flight out of Vegas on the weekend, and make you take a red eye, the very 2 days late, basically more than 24 hours later, but way later, and make you pay in a hotel. It's not the cheapest anymore, Bob. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
And Joel saying Spirit is always an issue.
That's right. It's always an issue.
I've heard so many nightmare stories about Spirit over the years, because I used to travel a lot and play in different tournaments and stuff like that. And everybody's just like, nope.
Yeah. Now you're scaring me. Maybe I'll just do Delta or whatever else is going out, the Frontier, something. But anyway, so again, thank you, Mark, and JC and everybody for the kind words. That really excited about doing this. And the cool thing about this expo is that it's going to just keep getting bigger and bigger, because the Pro Football Hall of Fame is building this huge village around the museum. So like in 3 years, they're going to have a water park, rides, like a Ferris wheel, for families to come and spend. I mean, they're going to have all kinds of restaurants. January 1st, 2023, gambling will be approved. So they will actually have their own sports book on site. I mentioned about the esports arena they're going to have, this dome that they're building with the field. I mean, there's just so many things that we'll be able to do even bigger and more things and more fun. Just can't wait for this to continue to grow. And like I said, I had a meeting with them tonight, and they're so excited about this, about growing it and making it into, an annual event that everybody can look forward to and still be reasonably priced to come to it. And I think that's what's important to me, because I know that, most of us don't do this full time. We have jobs, and, we have to take vacation time, and it's, money coming out of our pocket. So, I don't want, I'll charge the sponsors to cover the cost so that I can keep the cost for the people coming in, so that, it doesn't get, out of hand. And so that's very important to me, and everybody's support certainly is great. So again, thank you for those kind words. So let's talk Fantasy Football Consistency Guide, just released this past weekend. You can get it on Amazon. Just simply go to Amazon and type in Consistency Guide, and you will find it, because there's the only one. This is my 6th year I put it out. Last year was the 5th year in a row that that the guide was nominated as one of the best fantasy sports publications, fantasy football publications in the country. I won the award in 2018. I'm always honored to be, going against NBC Sports and Bob Harris and Football Diehards and Chris Harris, and the fact that, that I'm even recognized, that the guide is, that important and is recognized by my peers, just always means a lot to me. But just something I started writing about in 2002, and just keep trying to improve on it, and give people the information that I was given while we were drafting. Talk about guys like a Tyler Higbee, who you can get as a later tight end, who is very consistent and actually earned 6 straight clutch games at the end of last year. When they didn't have Robert Woods and that. So I feel like he will continue to be a very great value, and that's what this guide does for people, is kind of give them that extra edge that, you do this research and you get your information from whatever site you get it from, ESPN, Yahoo, whoever, footballguys.com. But, you can't find anything like this anywhere else but in this guide and on the Big Guy Fantasy Sports website. This year I created a new tool called Flex Consistency. So basically what I did is I recalculated based on 1 or 2 or even 3 flex positions, and how much more valuable players are and how their consistency improve. Because with more players available and needed to fill in those flex spots, the consistency factor drops a little bit, which allows some of these guys to, maybe they were only 60% consistent in a standard league of just 2 running backs and 3 receivers. But if you add an extra flex spot, they might boost up to being 70 or 75% consistent under the flex scenario, and they have what I call flex appeal. Now they're a little bit more valuable, a little bit more bring a little bit more to the table. So if you can get this guy in a later round, these charts are going to show you which of those guys can be more productive in a flex scenario of 1, 2, or even 3 levels. So that's new this year in the book and on the website as well. And you can see the charts on the website. So you can kind of pinpoint those players that you may be able to get in later rounds that might be more valuable under a league that might have more flex spots. So it's out there on Amazon. Like I said, love to, and then, you can get free updates all summer long. So just let me know, hit me up either by email or just, for only $10 more, you can use a code and get subscription to the Big Guy site all season. And then, basically you buy the book online, get the code, and the code makes it $10 for the whole season. You're set. You got access to all the tools that are on the site. I've got a new tool this year called the Consistency Forecaster. So you'll be able to look ahead for players. So you can pick, like, let's say you've got 3 receivers, that you want to kind of pop in as your, third, or maybe you're looking at the waiver wire. You can put 3 guys up and it'll show you their consistency. It looks at their schedule, ahead to their schedule, and then looks back to how they performed against those, whether home versus away or versus, and then the defenses they've gone against. And it will actually highlight which player may be the better choice for you to pick up off the waiver wire or for you to even start that week. So that's something new this year we're adding as well to kind of help people utilize that consistency information for more than just their draft. That's it. And thanks again for having me, guys. I enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun.
Let's see here. Did you get your audio fixed at all, Justin? Apparently not. You're on mute.
You're on mute, JC.
Still on mute.
We can't hear you. Nobody's talking.
I had a question about the package, Bob. I got the $75 package.
Okay.
Do we sign up for like events there, or like will we be able to sign up for them ahead of time?
When you say the events, which ones?
Oh, like flag football or any of those skills challenges.
Oh, yeah. So those we will have online. So right now you can sign up for the poker tournament. We will have a sign up for the cornhole tournament probably within the next week or so. And then we'll have the flag football and the quarterback skills challenge probably in June. So, yeah. And those don't cost anything. We will do a charity thing for the QB quarterback challenge. But that's for charity. So it's no extra cost for any other stuff. I mean, the poker tournament is because you're going to win money, but yeah.
Yep.
And then, like, if we wanted to sign up for like the IDP thing, do you do that at the event as well? Or?
No. Oh, so if you want to be in it, just send me an email, and then I'll see if I got some openings. We have somebody that's the sponsor of the IDP panel, and I'll forward your information to them and see if they have any spots available still for it.
Yeah. Let's see. So I think we lost Justin for good now, or for a while at least. Do any of you guys else have anything that you want to say or anything you want to plug right off the bat?
No, I mean, not much. You can find me on Twitter at Primetime Mock. Last year, as you know very well, Craig, I ran a reality competition, a DFS and fantasy football reality competition, Fantasy Football. And I'll be doing it again this year. You should be looking out for our sort of opening and audition process coming out soon.
Maybe you can redeem yourself from the quarterback skills challenge. Might be a little less running.
I think I think I've retired from all of that at this point.
No, you got to
I
do the
think-
quarterback skills challenge.
If you make, I mean, at least I don't have to run the 40. But I also did I did throw passes at that draft experience,
There you go.
and it was not good. So
Okay.
I wouldn't unless you paid me. Maybe I would. I mean, I'd love to make.
Well,
a
we
fool
are
of
going to
myself
do
for some
8
money.
brackets. That helps.
No, it doesn't. But that's all right.
No,
I'll do some. I mean, I'll play the hell out of that poker tournament.
go.
But,
just tell
and
me
I
so-
will watch. I will watch flag football, and I'll watch all this, and I'll have my bells and whistles on. But
Hey,
you don't want to.
cheering too, right? We got people.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know. Me and the guys from Sons of Dynasty will be having a flag football team, but I think we were trying to figure out who was going to play quarterback. Then we came up with somebody. I can't remember who it was. Like, I was the tight end. I don't throw the ball.
Well, it's gonna
I
be
wouldn't mind
very,
getting blasted. I wouldn't mind getting blasted as a wide receiver, but I do not want to get blasted as a quarterback.
Well, it's flag football, so there should be no blasting of anybody. So there's 2 very important things. One, we got to keep it so everybody stays healthy. So I actually hired referees, honest, like legit referees that do high school football locally. There you go. Iggy could be one. And so I'm actually paying them. They're going to show up with their outfits and the flags and whistles. And there'll be 2 referees per game. So there are going to be 2 games side by side going just from the 50-yard line. So let me explain a little bit how this is going to work. It's not a full-blown. What we're going to kind of do is almost like college overtime. So there'll be a 5-man team against a 5-man team, or girls. I don't want to see sexist. They're going to start at the 35-yard line going towards the end zone. And they have 4 plays to either get in the end zone or get as many yards as they can. Once that team has their 4 plays or they score, then the other team takes over, and the same thing. They have 4 plays to get either in the end. Now, if both team gets in the end zone and it's in the less amount of plays, so let's say they both do it in 3 plays, then each team will get 1 play from the 35-yard line to get as many yards or score a touchdown. We're assuming that that'll pretty much then pick a winner at that point. So the idea is just have fun, play a little flag football, shadow blocking, we're not trying to get crazy here. But people wanted to do it, I think it would be fun. And then we're going to have, again, medals and awards and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's kind of the flag football, I call mini tourney, so that we can play flag football, but not get nuts about it,
And then real quick,
But-
I would just like to plug my charity league that I've been doing. It's going to be the 3rd year of it. It's a hashtag Fantasy Football Sevens based off the format, but it all benefits Kawasaki's disease. I'm sure most of y'all maybe right here don't even know what that is. It's a response to a virus. There was a large spike associated with them with coronavirus because that's a virus. My daughter had it. We were in Children's Hospital for 9 days. So it's made it my personal mission to tell people what it is. It's not like a dirt bike. It's not like a 4-wheeler or something like that. It's an actual disease that's very serious. My daughter's heart artery swelled like 2 millimeters, which is actually quite large. She was only 13 months. So it was a big deal. And that's what I'm all about it. Last year it was 3 continents, an IDP league. It's not a best ball league. It requires a lot of attention. 16-team league formats. So I played football, fantasy football for 13 years now. I've played with 16 teams, 12 of those, and it's just something I promote. I think a lot of people that don't play with defenses, with kickers, they get in this league. This point system really changes their minds around. The defenses are comparable to the quarterbacks. The kickers are comparable to like tight ends and wide receiver 2s. So, but it's all for a great cause, and it's international. Bob, you know Murph and some of those UK guys. That's where I started with those guys, and they're all about it. This year it's going to be actors. I'd love to have every one of y'all there. We're going to try to have 6 goals, so 96 teams with 16 divisions of 6. So it should be a lot of fun, and I would love to have you guys in there. Once again, it's hashtag FF7 or FF7S. Okay, Fantasy Football Sevens. That's all I'm plugging.
Well, turn off your things so we don't get a lot of echo. But let me throw out Iggy because I do this for all the guys. First off, I want to be in it. Second, I will do anything you need me to do to help recruit people. So if you need me, I've done things where I'll give away consistency guides, PDFs to anybody that, donates certain amounts. So just email me. It's just, Bob at Big Guy Fantasy Sports, or hit me up on Twitter. Probably the easiest. Just get me on Twitter and DM me. And I'll be more than happy to, donate the PDF, and you can give it to, all the participants or whatever you want to do. I mean, some people will ask for certain donations. Anything I can do to help to raise money for your daughter and this cause, I'm all in. So definitely let me know.
And yeah, Joe Mama's World said, how much for the IDP?
Last year we made a goal for 20. We made it over $1,000 this year. I'm just trying to get 25, and my goal is to get 2,000 because I allowed people to get in that didn't donate. It's about the awareness. People don't, like I said, I'm sure you guys didn't even know about it. So I'm about spreading the awareness, but also I'm asking for $25 this year. Josh Allen's little brother actually had it, and he said it traumatized him as a kid. He remembers how much his parents were scared. So I'm going to personally try to reach out to him and see if he'll match us. I know it's a small amount, but see if he'll do something nice like that, because it's all about the awareness. That's what charity should be about as well. Cool. Awareness and money. So.
Definitely let me know.
Thank you, Bob.
All right, what do you think, Craig? Should we close up?
Yeah. What? Say that again.
Should we close up shop?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. So Mark plugged his stuff. Iggy plugged his stuff. Bob's been plugging his stuff. Unless you got anything else left to say, Bob.
No, again, thank you guys for having me. Great time. If you want me to get back on anytime this summer, or any of you guys have your own podcast, let me know. I'd be more than happy to come on and talk Expo, talk the guide, and or whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm always available most nights like this, so let me know.
And yeah, maybe we can throw together an actual league with this group, kind of something like this group, where we actually do a redraft league and we give away
sure
guides maybe for next year. And
30, 40, whatever. I'm in so many leagues. I don't. What's another one? Right? If you're in one, you might as well be in 40.
Yeah, why not? Well, who was it?
Cool.
A bunch of guys are in. Like I was played in the league last year with somebody who was in like 119 leagues. So he told me it took him 4 hours just to set his teams.
I mean, if you're doing a lot of best ball, that's one thing. But if they're all actual set your lineups, that's I mean, 30 or 40 I can handle, because again, I'm in CPA. I count. I sit at my desk.
Yep.
Am I gonna do work? So, but yeah, that many, that might be a little much.
All right, Craig, get out of here.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, everybody. Appreciate you being here, Bob. I mean, this is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. The expo is gonna be awesome. I know we're gonna see a lot of familiar faces and bump into each other and lots of laughs. So
absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks again for having me, man.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
See you guys
Later.